recently just left my company, and today is 22nd of April, Friday. I just want to document this period of time and see what will life turn out to be like for me. Several days ago, I just landed in London. I moved to London because of my new job. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Lydia here. So if you're new to this channel, in this channel I just usually share some of the things that used to change my lifestyle in the past several years by reading more books, by going to the gym, and by cultivating a healthy mindset. But more and more often I've been using this channel to share some of my greatest and happiest memories, such as going to nice restaurants and going to travel. So if you enjoy it and for whatever reason you are in this channel, it's the first video that you see, welcome. And if you've been here several times, and I appreciate the fact that you are paying attention. And today it's gonna be a very important video. To myself, it's not my normal going to restaurant type of videos. I decided it's finally time to do this. I basically lost my job after a round of restructuring during COVID. It's not abnormal for people to lose their jobs during COVID. I don't want anyone to go through it, but if you actually am going through it now, hopefully my experience can help you. I think that was possibly the first time in a long time I really came to realize what's important to me for a job, what am I really good at, and what do I really want to do. I remember I started this video script almost 2 years ago, 31st of May 2021, and that was the time I got a job offer after an intense 2 months of soul searching, of job hunting, of looking through my priorities in life, really giving myself time to clear my mind. That was the time I finally realized there are so many paths in life and there are so many possibilities. I am aware that there are a lot of friends of mine and people are going through life changes. People are, unfortunately, they have become the one who's been laid off, or there are some life changes that you're making that you're just like using this time to take a look at your life. I want to use this video to share my experience and tell you you can do this, and it's a great time for you to start again. So you've lost your job. It's a sad and hard news to take for anyone. Just really take a step back to look at your emotions, to ask yourself, how do you really feel? It's important to recognize that feeling. It's not a good one for sure. I wanted to guarantee you it's gonna get better with time. It's gonna get better when you're actually making an effort and when you are really doing the things that you really want to do and making some good progress be for your next stage of your life. So take a day or two to process the information, to clear your head, and to make plans of what do you really are going to take priorities for the next maybe several months. It's very important to talk to your close friends, to talk through their feelings. Sometimes they might not be able to understand you, but just so very important to talk to the friends. They are very clear-headed. They will be able to offer some solutions. They will be able to tell you it is normal to have these kind of uncertainties. It doesn't mean anything that it's your fault or something, because in these kind of situations it's usually random, and the letter that HR give it to you will say that it's based on the conditions that you couldn't control, and it's not because you're not good enough or anything like that. It's usually just so it happens. That's the first thing, to really recognize your feelings and just to take a little bit of time to reset and to restart. It's very, very, very important to recognize that being part of the people who are being let go or lay off, or whatever term that you want to use it, is not a sign of performance. So it happens. It could have happened to anyone. It's not what happened that defined who you are, it's how you react to those things that going to shape your future. I know that it's hard to listen to at this moment. If you're going through it now, when I say it, it feels like it's easy. It's not easy at all because I've been through it. I know how hard it feels. These days, I've been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out things for myself. But I think the most important thing is just to keep positive. And a lot of the thoughts in your life are not linear, almost like a zigzag. Sometimes a connection or a chat that you would never think it's going to materialize might come back. You have this uncertainty pounding on your head and you just don't know what's gonna be. I read this book called The Pathless Path. I want to quote it. We invent the stories we use to guide our lives, and these stories will continue to evolve. Just look at it as part of the story of your life. When something bad happens, you have 3 choices. You can either let it define you, let it destroy you, or you can let it strengthen you. More unfortunate events to actually make myself a different person every single time. Just quote one of my friends, don't worry, you wouldn't go back to your old self. You've walked 1,000 steps ahead. There's no way you're going back to 0. Once you start looking for great culture and for people who have the same value as you have, they are actually out there. It's just that you have to do a little bit of search and you actually have to put yourself out there to build up a connection. You actually will meet the right people along the way. If you're there for an interview, set your mind straight. Walk into the interview. You don't have to explain why you're there. Is it because you got fired, if you got laid off? First of all, actually nobody really asked that question. They know that there's a reason that you're there for an interview, and that's good enough for them. For the rest of the interview, you just need to tell them why you're there, what you have been doing in your job. It's totally normal. Everybody understands in some kind of downturn of economy, things do happen, and it's a good thing that in the companies that you want to go to, they have the capacity, they have the resources to take on another headcount. So just go out there, be confident, know who you are, know your value add, and just do the interview. Nobody is actually going to ask you, is it because you've been laid off, or is it because you don't like your boss, or is it because you resign? For any type of interviews, they will ask you the standard question. At the end of the day, there will be people doing background check, and that's what at the beginning of when you first know the news, the HR should, and if they don't, you should ask for the collection of materials and documents that will going to tell the next employer, okay, this is your severance package, this is your severance letter. It's the first part of what you really should do is really to set your mind straight, to tell yourself, it happened, it has happened, I'm going to take this obstacle as opportunity. I'm going to really look through what is my strength, what is in my experience, to go out there and talk to people and create my own opportunity going forward. Be open-minded of maybe changing the path, or maybe have something on the side just to make yourself feel that you have this kind of capability to create multiple identities around your life. You're bigger than your job. Recently, I've read this book called A Portfolio Life. Basically, it talks about this idea that we are all bigger than our job. We shouldn't let our jobs to define who we are. And if you happen to be in this stage that you unfortunately lost your job, it's a perfect time to really figure out who you are as a person and what really drives you, what really interests you, what really motivates you. So that's basically what I want to say for today's video. More and more often I can see people making bold moves in their life, no matter whether it's like passively being pushed by life, like what I had experienced, or actively, like some of my very courageous friends, they just say goodbye to their job because they don't want to do it anymore. It is a great point in life that you have that period of time that's entirely to yourself. Then you can really think through what you want to do, like a gap year from work, especially if you're still quite young. You will definitely find something for yourself, and as long as you're doing the hard work, as long as you're doing something every day, I believe that the next chapter will always be better. You will have better things on your way.